Great. Raise your hand.
Yeah.
I remember it happened only yesterday as a veteran. The sound of planes hovering over us, whistling bombs coming for us was one of the worst sounds I've ever heard. I was running to my battle stations on the starboard side when all hell broke loose. Nobody knew what was going on or who was even doing this, but we knew this was an act of war. Bullets were flying through the air, men falling to the deck, and the smell of death was all around me. I remember I lost my best friend that day. As we manned our guns, shooting into the air, hoping we would hit something, I hear a grunt. I look at my friend, who was looking at me, who decided to look at his torso, and I followed his eyes. He was holding his stomach where there was blood flowing between his fingers. I dropped my gun to try to aid him, but it was too late. My friend was dead. I was enraged. Everything was running through my head, but yet I felt nothing. Today I want to inform you about some of the actions that happened at Pearl Harbor. 2 weeks before I left for the Navy, I decided to visit Pearl Harbor and went on to the USS Arizona and USS Missouri Memorial. Today I want to inform you about some of the actions and outcomes of Pearl Harbor. On the morning of December 7, 1941, the U.S. decodes an incoming message, and it was meant for the Japanese. The code message was sent to Washington, D.C. at 9 a.m. in the morning, 4 hours before Pearl Harbor attacked. The message was originally misplaced with other decoded messages. Pearl Harbor did not receive the message until the attacks had begun. The message was mainly delayed due to weather conditions. The attack began at 7:55 a.m. Hawaii time. The first Japanese aircraft was seen dropping bombs. At this time, Pearl Harbor, Hemmingfield, Ford Island, Wheeler, and other areas were being hit. Throughout the attack, U.S. military was shooting foreign planes. According to the Naval History and Heritage Command, only 29 Japanese planes were shot down. 5 of them were within the first wave of attacks. Around 9:45 a.m., the attacks were over. Japanese planes were seen heading back to their ships. In a calm manner, President Roosevelt received the tragic news of what had been done. The raid lasted 2 hours and 20 minutes. 2,400 were dead, 1,200 were wounded, 18 ships were sunk or damaged, and 300 aircrafts were destroyed. President Roosevelt addressed Congress and asked for a declaration of war against Japan, which he received. On April 18, 1942, the Doolittle raid set off the USS Hornet towards the Japanese coastline, which was with only a fraction of the target's hit, the mission was still considered a success due to a boost in American morale. 250,000 Chinese civilians were killed by the Japanese by helping the Americans escape from the Japanese soldiers. Admiral Kimmel and General Short were some of the people believed to be the main reasons why the decoded message did not get to Pearl Harbor on time. They were relieved of their commands and was taken severe military action. Kimmel and Short were later reinstated into the commands due to the fact that information was withheld in the act of their best knowledge. Let me end by saying that the attacks on Pearl Harbor was a devastating hit, but in the true nature for Americans, we picked ourselves back up and retaliated with full force. Hopefully I've given you a little more insight on some of the actions and outcomes of Pearl Harbor. If you ever get to visit Hawaii, I strongly recommend seeing the USS Arizona Memorial and the USS Missouri. The feeling of being a true American will inspire you. Thank you.